Hi, this is Jack Underwood, and this is my final game demonstration. I know the due date's late by like 30 minutes, but I finished it, so I might as well give the demonstration. So, part one, the features. Okay, well, the game looks like this. It's a 2D platformer that I made through, love 2D of course, but also through the with the physics, I use the Winfield library. For the tiles, I use the um, simple tiled implementation, so it makes you know everything easier uh, to set up. Um, I got the inspiration for the coins and the GOI in like the top left from a YouTube video. I'll submit that in the description of the video. So originally, um, the game project, right? I wasn't using Winfield. Uh, at the time, I wasn't feeling completely committed to learning it, but I kind of sat down and just, you know, and decided to get at it because well, the previous code I had for the player was pretty messy, and the physics just wasn't working when I wanted to implement enemies and stuff. So I uh, I sat down and learned Winfield. Now, speaking of these enemies, when one hits me, you'll see that once I get hit, it leads to end screen. Um, so when I press shift, my player will restart from the same level that the player was at, so you don't have to start all the way over. Um, though your coins will reset once you die, so if you care about if you're greedy, you want to get all the coins. One thing I will say about the coins is I didn't really have enough time to fix the collision, um since I had to rework a lot of things. But you'll see that like if the player is above the coin or underneath, they'll just kind of push the player away. From the sides or angles, it doesn't really do that, but for some reason, like when you're above the coin or underneath it, uh, it kind of pushes the player back a bit, and that might be because of Winfield, and I'm just not sure what to do with it. Um, so yeah, I've only added 5 levels. Each level is no, each level at the end there's like a crystal carrot that the player collects, and it'll lead you directly to the next level. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna get that coin or that coin right there. I don't need it. But yeah, that's pretty much my game. And then once I reach down here to this last you know carrot, um, I decided to be a little fancy-ish, I guess. I decided to be silly and just do a whole you win level for fun. Um, and if you want to replay through the game again, I just did like a level 1 restart. So like if you get this one, you'll just restart the first level and you'll just keep going. And that's my game. Um, okay, the code. All right. So here, uh, since I didn't get much time to work the last 2 previous weeks on this game, I kind of had to rush a bit on this last week. So the code is admittedly a bit messy. Um, a lot of things in main.lua. Uh, Here I have, all the libraries I used, and, I have it in the libraries folder. So, and, links for them. Here I have, the require for each, Lua file. So for the camera, right? Originally, I wanted to use Hump. That was another thing I decided to sit down and learn, because with my previous camera, the it was locked in, like, it was like the width of the level, like the camera width was like hard coded in, and so that means, because like for multiple levels I have, they're some are long, some are not long. If I had like if the it'd be a lot if I hard coded all the map widths. So I actually got to learn Hump and managed to use the camera for that. And just here I call the camera. Here I have like all the audio for the game. So, you know, I don't know if I probably should ask this, but I'm using Mario sound effects because it's a platformer. I figured, why not? Um, Here, I like I said, I kind of like did everything from the ground up again, so a lot of it might be messy. So I have some of the animation stuff out here. I want to like bring the players' animations and like the enemies' animations and their respective files, but I was in a hurry, and yeah. So with Winfield, you add collision classes to for each, it kind of like defines what's what. Uh, so for platform, it's the platforms that the player walk on. Collision class player, that's the player. Collectible, that's like the coins, and then danger, that's either enemies or the bottomless pit, like at the underneath the stage. Yeah, that's the the danger collision class. Um, like I said, I was pretty. I did the GUI based off a YouTube video I saw from a tutorial on how to do 2D platformers. I didn't follow like everything. I only followed specific stuff that I had issues with, or stuff that like I'd see and like, oh yeah, I could probably do that. That'd work. So for the GUI and the coins, uh, pretty inspired by those. Most of the GUI. And then I call the player with classic game state. That's in here. Game state, that's when like either the player is playing the game, or in this case is game over. It will lead you to the game over screen. The danger zone, danger collision class. I call the platforms, the coins, and the goals in tiled, which I should have opened. Hold on. Okay, here I have tiled open up, so you can see I I have object files for each object and collision I'm using. So I have the coins, enemies, platforms, and goals. And you can see, I have the whole layouts in tiled. Uh, yep. Oh, I didn't mean to. So yeah, I originally wanted to have the player, spawn uh through tiled, like like the coins and the enemies and stuff, but you know rushing, and I wasn't able to do it in time, so the player spawn is hard coded, so he'll just start from the same position every time. I'll have to update. I update the oh yeah game map. Ba, ba, ba. Where can I find anything? Yeah, okay, I found game map. It's here in load map. So it'll call simple tiled implementation. You go into maps, you know, folder where I keep all the maps, and I get the map name .lua, and that's how I get the map. And it'll update every time I go next stage, and world update, player update, coins update, goal update, the game state, which is where's the game state? Oh yeah, right. And yeah. Function love.key press, from the player when he jumps down here. Here, I spawn platforms through the width and height, local platformer, use, Winfield, call it class platform, static, all that. Function destroy all. This is so like every time when a player gets to the goal, it destroys everything from the previous level, and it'll load into the next level. So it'll destroy the platforms, enemies, the coins, and the gold. And then in the load map, it'll reset the player's position. That also happens in game state. And then here, this is where I load everything from tiled into there. I don't really know how to explain it that well. But yeah. I guess I'll just start going through the player then. Here I have the player, using classic library for it. I have all the things set for it. I have this, so like when the player collects a coin, it adds a new coin, and I'll add it to the coin counter. You see, little player coins. And player update. This is where everything about the player is moving. DA, left and right. If and if the player enters a danger collision, then it'll lead to the game over screen. If this is grounded, self is grounded, so this is for the animation. So like if the player is grounded, it'll play the idle and running animation, and then if it's not grounded, it'll play the jumping animation, and then update the animations here, and then draw it, then the the jumping action. Here in the enemies, I just kind of I call the XY position from tiled and everything. Um, oh yeah, thing I forgot to mention about the player is so oh wait, never mind. Oh yeah, no, yeah, right. It's self dot direction. So like, you know, um, so if the player is going one direction, it'll face one way, and the other it'll go the other way. I do that by like, you know, um, times the player's dot direction by -1. Uh, and then or not well not times it, just set it to -1. Um, kind of similar thing in enemy.lua. If it's going one direction, it'll face one direction, and if it's going the other direction, here this is where I times it, and yeah, and then draw the enemy's animation and everything. Coin, I use the world XY. The width height. It's static, so it can't fall because of physics. Out of the collected, and it's touch. If it's if it's collected, then it'll enter as player touch. Then it'll play the coin collect sound, and if is collected true, then it'll destroy, and the player will collect the coin. And then here I draw it, and then I reset it. When because of the remove all. And here the goal. Yep, it's pretty similar to the coin, but instead of being destroyed when the player comes into contact with it, it'll instead load the player to the different map. It'll load the different map, and for each one from tile, it's like if current level is level 1, which would be this level, by pressing this, it'll make the current level to level 2, and that'll just basically happen for each one until level 6. It'll reset back to level 1, and then I draw it with the image I put in and everything. And what else? What grade should I get? At least a B, I'm hoping. I did submit the game already before the due date, so I don't know how much of a detriment the game demonstration is, but at least a B, I'm hoping, or a C. I don't know. If an A, then great, but I'm content with a B. I guess I'm looking through. I'm currently looking through, the requirements for each grade. I'm just pulling that up. Give me a moment. Let me see the requirements for each grade. Well, well, the game does start. I don't know how nicely, since the player is, hard coded on a specific spawns in the music. The player is spawned in a hard coded value. It has scoring with the coins. Each coin you collect adds the coin counter. Uses 3 features from the advanced features list. Well, I do get the animation. I have the animation. I have audio. I have I have text with, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that in the GUI. Yeah, I had my own text there, so that's what you see in the left and in the game over. It has a camera, has physics, and it does have tiles. So I don't know, like, if each library is, all right, or I had to do it. Oh, yeah, covered in lecture. Well, I should have asked for the libraries ahead of time. Oh well. I think that's just about it for my presentation. This was overdue, and I need to submit this to YouTube, so bye bye.